these cars don't have heaters in them, but they do have aircon, because when the average temperature is 30 odd degrees all year round, you need it. This is the aircon unit that came out of the car, but unfortunately it can't go back in the same way because we brought the bulkhead backwards to fit the engine. So what we're doing is we're tipping it up to keep it within the dash area. We've had the dash in. Austin set it up on blocks there, and now what I've got to do is pick up the mounting points. So there's a hole there, and there's a hole there, and there's a bolt hanging down there somewhere. There, no, just inside there. So I'm going to fashion with my favourite cereal box, my Cocoa Krispies or whatever they are, and yeah, fashion a bracket or a pair of brackets to hang that there. Once that's hung, we can get the wiring and the dash in. But sometimes luck or fluke is on your side. That's the original bracket, and we didn't think it fitted, but actually it does. So all we've got to do now is find the other bracket, and hopefully that's job done. So I'm going to park that one for now. Austin's out, it's something he can get on with when he gets back, and I'm just doing the boot again, the trunk. Now that's rot out here, out to there. I want to try and stay away from the radius. Now it doesn't really have to be that beautiful, but we don't do not beautiful, so I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm just really sizing up a patch piece, shape and size that really sort of follows the profile. I don't want to make a patch piece it's like, you know, amphibious landing craft shaped or something like that, because it'll weld in funny and it won't match the you know, the lay of the land. But with that sort of angle there, that sort of does. That works. So I'm going to just make a snip through there. Once I've got the patch piece shaped and curved and ready to go in, because I think I just need to roll that edge round a little bit, perhaps. Once I've got that sorted, I'll scribe round it, cut and lay it in there. So as you can see, that rock's on there, so we need to get it so it doesn't rock. Forward to back, yeah, there's a little bit there as well. So it's not rocking that way anymore, or that way. Tiny little rock across those two corners. But if I tweak those down, then those come up. I think it's close enough. So I'll scribe around that and make the cut, clean all that powder coating off there. I'll leave it on the underside and I can get that welded in. What I want to do, whether or not I set it or not, is get that done, get this done, but this is plagued with low spots, dents, damage. So I was sort of kind of wondering whether I'll try and pull that out. I don't really want to put a great big patch in there, but I can't get to the underside of it. Or maybe I can get my hand under there, we'll see. Right, scribed, time for the cut. Right, that's now flush fit all the way around. We have the funky little welding magnets that Tim you like. And they're really good actually, because you can set height with them. You can just ease that in there and get it flush there, and then tilt it and it stays, and then you can put one on the other side. They really are actually very good. These ones I bought from a hardware shop locally. They were about 15 quid. You can get them cheap online. It just wants to raise ever so slightly, so you could just slide it back and pop it up. Well, I'm just prepping up to weld this in now, so a time lapse. Right, there's something that I forget again and again and again. When you have a massive magnetic stuff, it don't like to weld. The welder does not like magnets. So tack it into place, get them off out of there. It's, yeah, you're thinking, well, I keep blowing holes and why isn't it welding and this, that and the other? Well, it's because you've got a magnet right next to it. So we'll get rid of them, and I'm just going to weld that up now and try and repair that blowhole. It's very thin, not particularly nice metal to weld. Tiny bit high there, I'll tap that down. But everywhere else is flush. There's a little bit sub-flush there again. I did pull that up ever so slightly with the screwdriver. But anyway, skimmer filler and whatnot, we'll be alright, we'll be good to go. Be chasing my tail for hours to get that metal finished. Again, we're not metal finishing, just a nice patch in there, not too much heat, not too much distortion, skimmer filler, move on. Right, that is now welded in. Bit pooey down there, but that blew earlier with the magnets and whatnot, but it's in, and now I'm going to grind up that, and I'm going to grind up that. I'm going to leave this for a minute while inspiration takes its hole. And the other thing I want to do now is drill the holes for that spoiler there, to get that laid out, measured out, and those drilled. End game today is maybe to try and get this in primer. Well, there's no more hole. There is distorted. There's a dip there. There's a dip there beforehand, and a bit of a dip there as well. That should be flat through there. But it is what it is. We'll fill it. Well, that actually ground out quite nicely. A nice and flat-ish. Notice the ish, but no, that's okay. Flip it over. Just going to go and have some lunch, and I'll flip that over, grind the inside of it, and then we'll look at the cleaning over, planishing over of that. hard to see what's going on, but I didn't get that flange particularly straight. I've got to put that bit in, that bit there that I missed, just weld that in. But it's better than having rusty holes in, for sure. And I've still got some filling to do. And what I decided with the hole on the other side of the top is just to weld that up. It's going to distort when I weld anyway, so what's the point of straightening it out? So I'm just going to cut a hole and weld that up. Right, could be some proper bollocks here. The PDR stuff that I ordered has just arrived. So let's see what China have to offer. I can't even remember what it was I ordered now. Right. Oh, slide hammer. Okay. That is slide hammer. That goes on there. Spring on there. Oh, to pull that dent out now. Wow. That's not too bad. These are the things to stick on. You stick them on, slot that in there, and we used to call this a bonker. Bonk, bonk, bonk it out. That's the heat gun and the glue sticks. It says there, heat gun and glue sticks. There's a T-handle. I could make a steak out of that. Right, look at that. Boom, boom. I don't know how that works. Ah, I guess that's if you just want to pull on it. Just give it a boom, boom. Yeah, yeah, that's all right. Okay. Strong enough. This didn't come like a piece of plastic or whatever. So this. It's unreal really how they do it for the money. Right, that same sort of deal, another bag of plastic bits which are slightly different. They have like a moon crater surface on them. That's got a rubber foot on it. As has this now. I don't think these will last, but that doesn't really matter. That's some special. I think it is plastic actually. Looks like metal. Right, so you glue that on, position that in there, and then you go and pull out the dent. So you've got a height adjuster on it. I'm excited. Okay, we're going to try it. We're going to have a laugh. Got a couple of dents there to try it on. Right. More packaging. I'm forever throwing packaging away. So, having never done this before, a range of different fittings. This is the one originally I wanted to buy, And I thought, well, while I'm at it, let's get the slide hammer, just in case this won't bonk it all out. Put that in the middle of there. We know it's low because we're the pen in there and the file across it. We're going to give that a go. Right, I'm going to have a drink. I'm going to plug that in and let it warm up. Hope it doesn't burn the house down. Don't know how much glue we're going to end up using. Right, I'm not going to plug it in. Yeah, actually I'm going to go and have my drink. And then I'll come back. And then I'll plug it in. I'm looking into getting a camera where I can use a wireless mic. That is... yeah, it's warming up. Mini glue gun. Ah, on, off. I've got to be fair, the quality is not that bad from what I can see. And it is cheap stuff. It's a bit rickety and that, but it doesn't matter. It's even got nylocks on it. There we go. Right. Quick. Right. Apparently you put that on there. And then you put that on there. And you wait. I'll turn that off for now. I don't know how long you wait. You wait until it's solidified. And then you wiggle that in there. You pull it. And it pops off. So then, what I'm going to do is, because I don't have one of those stripy light things, I didn't order that, is you grab a file, because this is not paintless dent removal. I kid you not, that has raised it, because those scratch marks are further into that blue spot. Then that just peels off there. I tried this many years ago with a cork. I like a plastic cork out of a wine bottle, just for a giggle, when they first started talking about it. I'm going to try a smaller one. Here, or, yeah, we've still got glue going, so I'll give it a bit of a twist while I put that in now. And while I'm at it, right, I don't know, stick that one in there. These are reusable, so they're great. I'm gonna have to start watching videos on PDR. I suppose they set quite quick. Doesn't take much to pull them off though. Because the pen can be a lubricant. Let's try and pull this one off now. Yeah, pop off quite easy. Let's cut that up. Take the glue off it. Maybe it's not a one-shot thing, maybe it's just like work at it like you do with a hammer and dolly. See what this one does now. That came off really easily. Why did that come off so easily? what I could do is also try this type to see if there's any difference. Right, I'm going to squirt that in there. Try it that way around. I've got to say there's an improvement. It's sort of pulled it up a little bit. Ah, they're not universal. That doesn't really want to go in there. It's still low. I need to work on this. I shall report back. So the weld was really messing me around earlier. Just like spitting and blowing holes and all sorts of stuff. I don't know whether it was because it was running out of wire. It is running out of wire. But I had a little play with the wire feed, and it's doing all right again. So I'm not going to film it, but I'm just going to weld the rest of that in there. I need to get moving. So yeah, we'll weld the rest of that in there, grind it up, and then think of something else to do. Of course, you know it's YouTube law that any motor repair you have to DA over it with like an 80 grit to make it look like even. But unfortunately, no 80 grit's ever going to hide the fact that these are low spots. But it doesn't matter. It was messed up to start with, and the spoiler is going over all that area. But I will fill it, I will flatten it. But what I'm going to do now is, before I do that, is drill the holes for the new spoiler. So I've got tape everywhere, because you know I like my tape. So in theory, these are reference points for the spoiler. So what I need to do now is, maybe I need to draw the front or the rear edge on there as well. But I'll make tape copies, templates of these bosses with the holes marked, and then I'll stick those templates onto here, and then that will give me the position of the holes. So now if I estimate the center of these holes and drill a clearance hole, that should bolt on. It's a little bit of a height issue with rocks left to right. It may well need some sort of rubber thing sticking under it, but we'll see after we've bolted it on. I'll drill the holes now. Alright, so here's a spoiler hole, and it's funny that it lines up almost directly with this hole here. And there's the other one for the centre thing. But then we've got this reinforcing bar which reinforces the boot lock, and that blanks it off. So what I have to do, so you hold the camera, what I have to do is, I'm going to have to cut that away so that we can service, if we need to, detach the spoiler without having to pull the locks out. Because you can get to that other one with a spanner, but you can't get to that one. We have a question from one of our viewers today. A gentleman by the name of Darren Beer, commonly known as Beery. Beery asks, what are the lads doing inside the car?
Wiring.
Wiring?
Wiring. Laying it out.
Laying it out. Is it fun?
Yeah.
Rather you than me, old boy. What are you doing over there?
Handing him tools.
Well done. Jolly jolly. Right, this spoiler, a bloody good job that I decided to do this before painting, because there's all sorts of challenges with it. Like, there's no way of accessing the spoiler on this end. So somehow I've got to, because I mean, not even those holes don't even line up with that. So somehow I've got to drill access holes for a socket on both ends. And also it looks like I may have misjudged it ever so slightly. I'm about 3 or 4 mil out. It's hanging over the edge. So we'll have to slot the holes. That's got 2 bolts in it. But we'll slot those holes and move them all back a little bit. So what I've just done, just had to drill out the hole a little bit more. I'm going to drop that down there, centre punch, as vertical as possible, and gave it a good whack. And I now have that corresponding dimple there. So I'll have to bore that out to the size of a 13mm plus. Some wiggle room to get socket. I don't know if the genuine Cosy ones have these access holes. I guess they must have. Oh, it's already out. Well, just like the drill, I've run out of power. So today was, what was it? Today's Thursday, isn't it? Thursday the 19th of October 2023, day 32, with, what's that, 31 days to go. Yeah? Makes sense. We're getting there. We're doing all sorts of different bits and pieces, and things are moving forward. But these bonnet and boot are going to take me quite some time still, another 2 or 3 days on that. Austin's getting on laying out the wiring, so we can get components sourced if we need to. That's another really thing that's actually pissing me off. What is it with people? Do they want to sell shit? Do they, you know, just not even answering emails or messages, or, you know, quoting and then not following up? It does my head in. I like to use people that are small businesses, garages and spare people, and I like to deal direct, person to person. But I'm just going to have to go to these big auto websites and just order online, order on eBay, cut the personal touch out of it. I don't mind spending a bit of extra money just to get the right part and to talk to somebody about it, but I just take the risk and, you know, I can't remember what the thing is now, but there's a huge auto sourcing platform on the internet that, yeah, it's going to get my business. Like and subscribe, probably unsubscribe after my groan there. Any comments, likes, subscribe, whatever. Cheers, bye, see you tomorrow.